What's up? Welcome to the Showdown, Hoedown. New guy, I'm the Degenerate 75. I'm a high-limit DFS player who is here to help you not suck so bad at DFS. Try to provide you a little bit of useful content that may be a little entertaining and from somebody that may be a little sharper than some of these other people. So, if you don't know, what we do is I break down NFL and golf and college football. That's what I do. I got the big schedule right here. If you like the cut of my jib, come check it out, man. You can also go give me a follow on Twitter, Degenerate75. Coming up close on 5,000 combined between YouTube and the Twitters, and I would like to get there. So why don't you help your man out? All right, the first thing we always talk about, contest selection, captain mode tonight. You can tell NBA is back at full-fledged because they have really killed these contests on DraftKings. As you can see, $2.25 million for the big Thursday night, $20 million to first. Don't fucking play in it. There you go. Don't do it. 44% to first. Yes, I get it'll probably be a train that gets there, but it ain't worth it. If you're going to play in this tournament, you got to make me a deal. You've got to play at least 50 lineups in it. You don't want to play 50 lineups in this, right? And even if you do, that's still a negative EV play. But you got to play at least 50, okay? So don't do it. There's your lesson today. That is disgusting that much money goes up there. If you want to play in a much better contest, you want to play in a lottery, at least go play in the $3.20 max, right? That's just such a better contest. 10% to first, 1% to 10th place, which is 10% of first. This is such a better tournament. If $3 entries isn't enough for you, go check out the single entries. Go check out the 3 maxes. That's where it's at, brother. You got to be attacking this. I'm telling you, the first place you are wasting money is on contest selection. I will say this every show till kingdom come, because as long as you keep playing in these stupid fucking tournaments, chasing prizes you're never going to win, it only encourages DraftKings to keep putting stupid contests like this out there. If you would just avoid them and let all the fish go play in them, along with the pros that are doing 150, let them go gobble up over there. You go get into better EV plays. That's expected value, new guy. So do that. Hey, by the way, down in the description of this, I've started running a contest every week, completely free to get in. If you win, free $20 ticket with me every Sunday if you win this tournament. Second place is a free month on the Discord, so go hop in there. It's like I'm trying to grow it. Literally just started it last week, so hop in there. It's completely free, no strings attached, so hop in there if you want to have some fun. Play against me, play against a good community. It's right there. It's free. It's in the description. Get in there. Let's get to the game. Hey, look at that. Look at that. We got a game tonight that doesn't have a 40-point total. I don't know what to do. Wait, can these teams actually complete a forward pass? What do we do? What do we do? I mean, not that 45.5 is like some ginormous point total, right? But it's better than what we have been having. If you don't know, we're using Run the Sims here, the best tool-assisted site ever. You get to go input the numbers. It'll run the simulations for you up to 10,000 times and show you who is getting there. Right now, we're just going to look at this with the generic inputs in there and kind of see where it gets us. You can see we have a decently high total of 45.5, and we have a competitive game script with only a 1-point line. So let's run the Sims and see where we get. I think the first thing we got to talk about is the injury updates. I've waited till Thursday morning to make this. I like to make these the night before, but with so much injury news lingering, I had to wait a day, right? So let's look at it. I think it would appear, I guess I should go look at it while I'm over here. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins is out for a long time. Rashad Bateman is back, practicing in full. He is going to play. Mark Andrews did not practice all week, but he basically didn't practice at all last week, and he also played. And maybe that might have contributed to why he had such a poor game. Maybe he was injured. He also ran fewer routes, but at the same time, the Ravens just threw the ball way less last week. They had a much heavier running script. So, the Mark Andrews thing, they're going to get him out there. I feel pretty confident, but you should always check 90 minutes before kickoff. They have to announce their inactives. So, be watching to make sure Mark Andrews is active, and also be watching some of the talking heads in the industry, making sure that he's not on some type of pitch count or something tonight, right? Over on Tampa Bay, there's a lot more value to be had because Russell Gage is officially out. He is not going to be playing tonight. Julio Jones, no one really knows what's going on with him, but he definitely seems to not be getting in the rotation. Julio just went and got old as fuck real quick, didn't he? And Cameron Brate is certainly out, right? So that clearly opens up a lot of value in the Tampa Bay passing game. So let's go over here and see. As you can see, we got how owned we're anticipating these guys are going to be, and then how often they're showing up in the optimals, right? And this is how you measure leverage. You want guys that are going to be in the optimal lineup more than they're going to be owned. So like Tom Brady is only being projected to be owned at 60% tonight. I actually think that's pretty low. I think Run the Sims might be in a little on the conservative side with that number. I would guess between flex and captain, he probably gets closer to 70%. But even with that, he's showing up in the optimal 75% of the time. I feel like this is just a tremendous spot for Tom Brady. Tom Brady Brady is probably my favorite play on the slate at 10,000. I mean, hell, you've paid 10,000 for freaking like slapdick quarterbacks, right? Now you get Tom Brady at 10,000. Give it to me, right? In a competitive game script, in a game where he's probably going to have to pass the ball around. Really like Tom Brady tonight. I think he offers tons of leverage, and I think he is a tremendous captain option because Tom Brady is one of those quarterbacks because he's a statue. You can put him at captain, and he can get 3 different pass catchers there, right? So Tom Brady, smash play tonight, in my opinion. I like him, right? On the flip side of that, clearly the highest owned guy tonight is going to be Lamar. He will probably be somewhere between 80 or 90%. And to be honest, he's like Justin Fields on Monday night, which, by the way, Team Degenerate 75 smashed Monday Night Football. Very happy to see that. I was having to do a lot of retweets and let's goes on Monday night. But Lamar is a lot like Justin Fields from Monday night. I just see him fitting in almost any script because if you don't know, new guy, I'm all about the game scripts, right? Don't just simply go look at guys you want to play and guys you don't want to play and then just start making random ass lineups. Build lineups built around a script, right? And no matter what script you go with, a grinded out kind of game, Lamar still probably gets there because of his legs, right? And his ability to get rushing touchdown. A shootout, Lamar definitely gets there in a shootout, right? A Baltimore blowout, he probably gets there. A Tampa Bay blowout, he still probably gets there, right? Like if you think it's going to be a Tampa Bay blowout, I'm probably running $5 and then running it back with just Lamar. That's a very live one, right? He throws the ball around to some guys, he scrambles around at the end of the game, and he still probably pays off that price tag. So he's almost script proof. Like no matter what script you're running, Lamar probably gets there. So you come up with your own script. I guess if you think the score is going to be something like 10-9 or something like that, something ridiculous, 13-9, well then maybe Lamar doesn't get there. You play more kickers, you play some running backs, right? Really, the only way you don't see Lamar getting there is if the Ravens really commit to running the ball with their running backs, right? And the running backs are gobbling up all of his points. But if they're passing the ball at all, or he's just naturally going to be involved in the run game, even if they're not designed runs, he gets there through scrambling. So Lamar, very good play. Now let's both the quarterbacks I think you got to consider, but just know that Tom Brady you're going to be able to get way more leverage on. I like Brady more as the captain play than Lamar, which sounds weird, but at the same time I would never play Brady as the captain without at least 2 pass catchers, maybe 3, brother. All right. Other people that, Chris Godwin he's going to be way lower owned than Mike Evans simply just because he's $2,000 cheaper and they're both kind of like wide receiver ones. So you're going to have to make the decision there. I would say Chris Godwin, if he really is only going to be 50% ownership, kind of seems like a smash play. But I'm guessing that Mike Evans is not going to actually be 43% owned because of that price tag. You just can't get Lamar, Brady, and Evans in there and build a lineup that you like, really. So Mike Evans, I think, is going to go criminally under owned tonight. If you want to make a clever pivot play, get off of Godwin and go to Mike Evans as the top pass catcher for the Bucs. Leonard Fournette, I think Leonard Fournette's a tremendous play. I think people are really worried about how much Rachaad White's cutting into his play, but I mean he's still out there. He's still getting targeted in the swing passes. He's still getting the goal line carries. And he's 8,800, which is more than a fair price for a workhorse running back. If no one wants to play Leonard Fournette, sign me up for Fat Lenny. I'll play him all day. Mark Andrews, I think people are going to be scared about last week's numbers, how few routes he ran, how little he was targeted, but he is still, without question, numero uno, top target, number 1 for the Ravens. If I'm playing one pass catcher with Lamar, I don't give a shit about injuries. I don't care about anything else. Give me Mark Andrews every single time with Lamar. Matter of fact, I think it's very viable to just run Lamar, Andrews, and then probably Justin Tucker and the Ravens defense if you want to run an onslaught. And if you want to go play one of the running backs, do that too. I think a 5-1 Ravens build, which we call that an onslaught, I don't think that's going to be very popular at all. Just run it back with Fat Lenny or Rachaad White or somebody like that, right? Very, very viable game script there. I think both the kickers are very live tonight. Everybody's going to see the big names in this game: Mike Evans, Fat Lenny, Godwin, Jackson, Brady. And, I think that the kickers, especially Justin Tucker, who, every time he kicks, you just go ahead and fucking count the points. You got to be paying attention to these guys, especially if you're playing an alternate game script. I think a lot of people are going to play an up-tempo passing game. This is going to be a quasi-shootout type game. You go play a kicker or two. I think that's a great way to differentiate your lineup from a lot of other people, and it's viable. Okay, neither of these offenses have been 100% efficient like the Bills or anything this year. Rashad White, 4,800 could be the price relief you need. He is a home run type of back. One screen to the house. He probably is in the optimal lineup. Maybe he gets 4 catches out of the backfield and rushes for 50 yards. He's probably also in the optimal. You got to be very warm to him. Scotty Miller seems like he is probably going to get Russell Gage's work out of the slot. But let me just tell you, I have a feeling he's going to be the sneaky chalk tonight. He's going to be the guy that gets steamed up this evening. I've played Scotty Miller so much in the past whenever he gets on the field. Oh, he's going to be on the field. He's so good. And he always sucks, right? I did this with Marquez Callaway, what was that, 3 weeks ago whenever all the Saints wide receivers were out. And I forgot one rule. Marquez Callaway fucking sucks. And we already know he sucks, right? And Scotty Miller sucks. He's never been good. So I warn you, I know he's going to be on the field. I know he's probably going to be running a lot of routes. But we know what Scotty Miller is. He's done this before. And every time he gets on the field, he doesn't do shit. So if you see Scotty Miller getting steamed up, stay away from it tonight. By the way, we have all the ownership over on my Discord if you want to come check that out. Cade Otton, with Cameron Brate out, Cade Otton is very appealing. I feel like, with Gage and Julio most likely out, you got to really like Cade Otton at 5,000. He's not exactly a free spot either. That's a little bit of a price tag you got to pay. I really like him. Him with a Brady stack makes so much sense to me. Both defenses are viable tonight, especially if they fit your script. If you think this is going to be one of those ones where a team's playing from behind and they're passing a lot, say you think the Bucs are going to get ahead and the Ravens are going to be passing a lot, Lamar is not immune to a nice pick six or a nice sack with a fumble and they take it to the house. So, if you have the Bucs getting out early and getting ahead in this game, and the Ravens are playing from behind, I think the Bucs defense is an amazing play tonight. All right, let's get to the. I keep saying I like everybody. Let me get to the people I don't like. Let me keep it simple for you. Any Raven that's not Mark Andrews or Lamar Jackson. All right, their wide receivers. First of all, they're priced up. Duvernay and Bateman are not exactly punt prices, but they basically get punt usage, right? Yes, Bateman could hit a bomb and he'll get there, right? And if you're playing a shootout type script, then you got to probably rotate Duvernay and Bateman into your player pool. But if you're playing a single entry, I don't like these guys. I think they're going to be way over-owned versus what their upside offers. You can see that in the negative leverage of Bateman and Duvernay here. The Ravens are just not good at throwing to receivers. If I'm going to play another Baltimore pass catcher to go along with Andrews, I'll go play Isaiah Likely. Yes, he did not get a ton of targets last week, but no one got a ton of targets last week, so I'm not going to overread that. To me, he's the only guy under 3,000 that I'm really considering for a punt is Isaiah Likely. Is he likely to do well? I'm not sure about that, but I know that I would rather just play him and take the $5,000 savings over Bateman and Duvernay. He gets you 4 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. You're dancing in the streets naked. The Ravens running backs, you've got Gus Edwards, you've got Justice Hill, you got guys that, and Kenyon Drake, right? You got 3 of them. And here's the problem. Here's one good rule to follow in fantasy football. Don't play any of them, okay? I think people are going to overreact to Gus Edwards really starting to show some potential last week. But, if I can just box out 25% of the field and not play a way overpriced Gus Edwards, you know what I say? I say, get the fuck out of here. I ain't going to do it. And so if I'm not going to play Gus Edwards, well, Justice Hill, he's barely getting any touches. And I actually like him the most because I think he's the most home runny of those backs. And all he needs is 1 run or 1 catch to pay off, but I'm still not going to play him because he's getting ownership. I want to see him at 5%. If 15% of the field wants to play a punt Justice Hill, you go right on ahead. And then I just think Kenyon Drake is slow and he is dust. He is being phased out, but he's still going to probably get 9 to 11 touches tonight, which is just enough for him to get his 4.8 points, which doesn't matter, right? I don't need 4.8 points from this, but what it does matter is that's taking away from Gus Edwards. And so because of that, I'm just not going to be playing the Baltimore running backs tonight. If you see that they're coming in low owned, maybe you go play some weird stack where you play 2 of them, right? Or maybe you just play 1 of them with Lamar and a pass catcher. Or if you're doing a 5-1 Ravens onslaught, which I think is a very good play tonight, right? You could go do a 5-1 Ravens onslaught, and you could probably get away with running one of these running backs. You do Andrews, you do Lamar, you run Tucker, the defense, and you run it back with whatever Tampa Bay guy you want. I would probably say a pass catcher because they're going to be playing from behind. From there, don't get cute. Like, don't get cute and go play Ricard. Don't get cute and go play Rudolph, Perryman. Don't play those guys. Just let the chalk. Those guys will take care of the rake for you by just playing those guys. So there you go. That's a breakdown of all the guys you should play. Basically, the lowest price guy that you should really consider tonight is Isaiah Likely. You need to make your stands. You need to determine what kind of game you think it's going to be, and you need to build a script around that, okay? Hey, do me a favor if you would. Make sure to go like and subscribe. The channel just passed 1,700. We are growing quickly. I would really appreciate the support, so if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. Oh, also, go tell a friend, because the YouTube algorithm hates me. So if you tell a friend, that would be great. Follow me on Twitter, TheDegenerate75. You can always DM me. I'm way more accessible than most people in this industry. I don't take myself as serious as a lot of those motherfathers. And lastly, if you really like the cut of my jib, I have a huge Discord that is growing. We're over 300 members now. It's incredible. Great community. I do way more content over there for them. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Great place to share ideas and do stuff if you're interested in that. Regardless, I'll be back with YouTube all week. College football coming up, golf coming up, more NFL final thoughts coming up Saturday. Be there for it. I appreciate you being here. I'll talk to you next time. Good luck tonight. Enjoy my outro, you motherfather.